So today we are going to see what is map, and this is a very important function in JavaScript as well as in React.js. It is heavily used in your front end, in your UI. You want to, whether you want to render chats or you want to render product list, you want to render user profile data, multiple users, you want to show some products, you want to show multiple things, chats, notifications, comments, likes, every details you can render on that. So what's map? So is a JavaScript array method. It loops through each of them array item. It returns a new array after transforming items. In React is mainly used to render list dynamically in JSX. So map, the UI becomes more static and repetitive. So basic syntax of this map function is array.map and then item and index. In the arrow function we pass it, okay, and then it will like render each and every elements of the array and then it returns it, okay. So but if you want to do it in the React, so you can use array.map and the item, and then you have to see like use the component that you want to render or display, okay. So let us see one example, basic simple array. So we have taken a fruits example, 3 fruits are there. So how you are going to show it? So the outputs will be unordered list, apple, banana and mango. So you see the code snippet, that is UL, that is unordered list, and we want to use this on a fruit. So fruits.map, and remember, if you want to write JavaScript within the React.js, so you have to use the curly braces. Don't forget to use that. If you are forgetting, then it will give the error. So fruits.map, then fruit comma index, in the parameters we are passing arrow function, and then using the list key is equal to index and the fruit we are displaying. The output you can see apple, banana and mango, okay. So each item is converted into JSX and rendered properly on your front end UI. So that's how it's helpful. So this was a basic simple example. Now we will see some good examples, like little bit bigger examples, like we'll use array of objects here, okay. Like you can see the fruits is there, we have provided the ID for each fruit, the name and color are given, okay. So there are 3 different objects and we have made a objects of this, okay. We have made the array of this object. So let us see. You don't just see the code, you just have to write this code you have by yourself. I remember I was missing these curly braces in one of my interviews and I was getting lots of error, and that interview went very bad, okay. I was not able to do well. So it's better you practice the code. Here by seeing the code you feel like you can write it, but when you will write you will miss so many braces and all. This will leads to error, and in interviews the idea is very simple. You can't, it doesn't provide you any hint and all. You have to write each and every character, every word by yourself. So you can see fruits.map, fruit we have passed, and then list key equal to, that is fruit.id. Why we are providing ID? To uniquely identify the changes in a particular list item, so that React can easily identify. Why key is important? Because it helps React identify the changed items out of so many lists, which one has a changed happen. So that is helpful by using key, and also improves the performance, and also it prevents the wrong re-rendering and bugs, okay. So all avoid using the index and instead use a ID as a key in your list, okay, while using with the map function. So now we can see some of the real world uses of map. Already I have told you in the beginning. So you want to see the product list of e-commerce websites, then comments and chat messages you want to render, and after that, so you wanted to show some tables and card like dashboards, you can show it, like user profile, notification, any dynamic repeating UI you want to render. So their map is used, and it is one of the most popular interview question, like how you will render those, because they want to see whether you know how to render list dynamically in React.js or not. So that's why they ask this question and they dive deep. And also important question like why we use key or ID to uniquely identify in which element the changes has happened. So it's better to know these, and please do write it in VS Code and check the code by yourself, okay. So this is the map function which helps to dynamically render elements as a JSX, okay. So this was all about this, and now let's see through one example. So here in the example you can say a student array of objects is given. So a student is given, its id, name and ages are given. So now we want to display that, we want to render the list. So first of all you will have to use a curly braces since you want to use JavaScript. Okay, so before that let's little bit style this heading student data list. We can give some text color to that. Okay, and let's see a student data list, so we can give some lighter color, and after that we'll use the map function. Okay, so let's use it. So since it is a JSX, so you have to start with the curly braces first. Okay, so it's very important. So in the unordered list you have to start with the curly braces. This is very important. If you miss it, it will lead you error. And after that you have to apply it on the students. So students dot map function, and here we will provide a parameter like std. We have created basic parameter and the arrow function. It will start, and then we'll create a list item. Okay, so in the list we will print student id, student name and student age. Okay, so you can see student name, then space some, then student age we want to show, and also we can show the student id also. Okay, so let us show that also, student id. And now we have to use a key also. First what we do now is that let us leave that key and let us see what kind of error it is giving. Okay, and also let's remove this JSX curly bracket. This will give you a error. So you can see the complete screen is gone. Let us see in the console. So you can see now this kinds of error. So that was also, I was also facing in the interview. So you don't face such kind of errors, better you try it and practice it here itself. Okay, so now we have put this curly braces. Now the errors are almost gone. Then you can see the list has been rendered properly, but still one error is showing like you are not using the key. Okay, you have to use a key so that React can identify the list items properly, uniquely. So we are using a key equal to std.id. This helps to identify. Now you can see the errors are gone. So this is how we can use this. So this was one of the examples.